Hi, this is Diaz for tutorial 2.0. Chemical equation shows the chemical formulas of substances that are reacting and substances that are produced. The atoms of the reactants and products need to be balanced. In this lesson, we will discuss about balancing chemical equation. So let's get started. Let's take a look of this scale. We can see that it is imbalanced, with the right side weighing more than the left side. In order for these two to be balanced, we need to put little more mass on the left side until they are of the same size. So just like what we want to be balanced on both sides, a chemical equation should also be balanced on both sides. A chemical equation shows us the substances involved in the chemical reaction, the substances that reacts or the so-called reactants, and the substances that are produced or the products. In general, a chemical reaction looks like this. According to the law of conservation of mass, when a chemical reaction occurs, the mass of the product should be equal to the mass of the reactants. Therefore, the amount of atoms of each element does not change in the entire chemical reaction. As a result, the chemical reaction shows the chemical reaction equation that needs to be balanced. A balanced equation occurs when the number of atoms involved in the reactant side equal to the number of atoms in the product side. In general, to balance an equation, here are the things that you need to do. First is count the numbers of atoms of each element in the reactants and products. Next is use coefficients. Place them in front of the compound as needed. These steps are very simple, but it is a process of trial and error. So, let's take a look at a few more examples, equations, and techniques that can be used in balancing an equation. This is a reaction between methane and oxygen, producing carbon dioxide and water. The reaction shown is a combustion reaction. A compound reacts oxygen and produces carbon dioxide and water. The technique is to balance the carbon atoms first, then the hydrogen atoms, and then the oxygen atoms. In this case, the carbon atoms are already balanced. So now we'll look at the hydrogen atoms. There are 4 hydrogen atoms on the reactant sides and 2 hydrogen atoms on the product side. To balance them, we put a coefficient of 2 in front of H2O. The hydrogen atoms are now balanced. Due to the coefficient of 2 in front of H2O, there are a total of 4 oxygen atoms on the product side. To balance the equation atoms on the both side, we put a coefficient of 2 in front of O2. The chemical equation is now balanced. This is a reaction between ferric oxide and carbon, producing iron and carbon dioxide. This reaction is not balanced. First, we need to balance the oxygen atoms. We do this by making it so that there are 6 oxygen atoms on each side. To do this, we need to put a coefficient of 2 in front of ferric oxide and a coefficient of 3 in front of CO2. Now that the oxygen atoms are balanced, we need to balance the iron atoms first. To do this, we need to put a coefficient of 4 in front of iron in the product side. Now that the iron atoms are balanced, we can balance the carbon atoms. We do this by putting a coefficient of 3 in front of Z on the reactant side. The chemical equation is now balanced. I hope you learned about how to balance an equation. This is Diaz saying, see you next lesson.